Geekus, the Ginger Geekus is here, and how are y'all doing this lovely night? You probably saw my first video showing you a little tour of this. This is the top 10 that I was talking about. And today, in honor of Pokemon Go, I'm going to give you my top 10 Generation 1 Pokemon. Now, keep in mind, I will not be putting Eevee Evolvations or any legendary Pokemon in this list. Those are two separate lists on their own. I do know all the legendary Pokemon up to date. So many. And also, I know almost all the Eevee Evolvations. And I also have another list that I'll probably do to talk about what Eevee Evolvations I want to see. Since Pokemon Go is being super relevant, I will actually try to talk more about Pokemon. It was a great part of my childhood, and I'm still in that generation that I can talk about Pokemon. So, keep in mind, this is Generation 1. I will be doing a Generation 2 list, and then I will do other ones that maybe the new Pokemon come out, depending on how many likes and views this video gets. But anyways, enough of my nerd rambling. Let's get started. Number 10, Pidgeotto. Now, I do like the evolution to Pidgeot, but Pidgeotto was a strong contender in my party whenever I had them. I would always get a Pidgey, or maybe I got lucky and I actually caught a Pidgeotto. I did play both, I played red, blue, and yellow, and I always seemed to always start with having a Pidgey in my party. Also having a Caterpie and all that other stuff. But Pidgeotto was great. When it got to Pidgeot, it was even better. But Pidgeotto was that strong contender because it took forever for it to level up, and it would always be in your party. And it always seemed to be in mine. So, anyways, let's move to number 10. Number 10 is Nidoking, which was one of the hardest Pokemon for me to ever freaking get, but I loved it. Now, keep in mind, I'm not being completely sexist. I do like Nidoqueen as well, but I like Nidoking more. Nidoking has more poison attacks, and to me, was a better all-in-all Pokemon. Now, the size chart for Pokemon was a little weird, because in the anime, he was supposed to be seemed to be much bigger, but then they kind of stated he was, like, small. That makes sense. But you had to basically catch a Nidoran male, and then you had to evolve it, and then use the Moonstone, which was cool. I got mine almost always to super high levels, and I always had tons of stuff. Alright, number 8, Dragonair. Now, Dragonite is cool, but I like Dragonair much more. Dragonair seemed to be bigger, and also it still had most of the same moves. Dragon types were rare at Generation 1 completely. They still are very rare. But I really, really enjoyed having Dragonair in my party. I spent the time and basically won Dratini, and then evolved it to a Dragonair. I did always seem to evolve it into a Dragonite, but I missed having Dragonair around, so yeah. But anyways, let's move to number 7. Number 7 is Sandshrew / Sandslash. Both these Pokemon were great ground type Pokemon, and you could get them and they were just awesome. They could learn Dig, they could learn Rock Smash. It was a good Pokemon. I loved Sandshrew. Not even just because the anime had a Sandshrew and it was badass as hell. But Sandshrew was a cool, cute little Pokemon developed by an armadillo. You know, it could do a lot of stuff, and it was cool. Defense Curl might have been a lame move that most people thought, but I liked it. It was cool. Anyways, let's move to number 6. Number 6, Raichu. I'm taking a drink because of all the hate that I'm going to get. Raichu, I liked more than Pikachu. Pikachu was cool, but I didn't believe Pikachu should have been the mascot. Pikachu seemed to be a little overused, and also Pikachu's kind of morphed into this all-inspiring Pokemon because of Ash. Red had a Pikachu as well, but Ash's Pikachu has completely went like to leaps and bounds. I like Raichu better. And that's one of the Pokemon that they have Mega Evolutions. I would really like to see Raichu get some respect and get a Mega Evolution. I loved having Raichu because I could use certain fighting moves with him. And it was really cool because he could have Thunder, and it seemed like he was more accurate than Pikachu. And plus, I like that he looked cooler. We're not going to talk about Lieutenant Surge's Raichu because that was awesome. Anyways, let's move to number 5. Number 5, Ivysaur. We're getting into the starters. Now, Venusaur is an awe-inspiring, just behemoth of a tank. Bulbasaur was cute, and you kind of, you loved it because you had Ash's Bulbasaur, and you're like, Bulbasaur's kind of cool. Let's see, I think in Red I always chose a different Pokemon. The starters were cool. Ivysaur, on the other hand, was the perfect middle ground for me. I loved having an Ivysaur when I was playing Pokemon Yellow. I always got my Bulbasaur to a good level, and I loved having an Ivysaur around. I almost seemed to never evolve it into a Venusaur. Ivysaur could learn all the same moves. He could learn Solar Beam, he could learn Vine Whip, he could learn Razor Leaf. He could learn all of that. Ivysaur was a really good Pokemon, and I enjoyed having him on my party, and I always had really fun. I always seemed to name him like Groom Groom, which was from the movie. I also named him Groomer, and then I think one time I named him Ivy. I guess it was going to be a female Ivysaur. I guess, I don't know. DC nerd in me a little bit there. But anyways, let's move on to number 4. We're getting into the closestness. Here we go. Number 4 is Ninetales. Now, Ninetales is awesome. I love Vulpix. Vulpix was so sweet and adorable and innocent, but Ninetales is just so majestic and awesome. And I would really love to see a Mega Evolution for Ninetales because I think it'd be a really cool thing. And now, leave in the comments below if there is one, because I don't know if there is one. But that would be a great thing. I always loved Ninetales using Fire Spin, and I always had to take forever to get one. But I always worked for it, and it was always worth it. Alright, number 3 is Arcanine. When I finally was able to get a Growlithe, I was so happy to be able to get Arcanine. Arcanine is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. One of my favorite fire types. Arcanine was just cool looking. He could learn all these really cool moves. He was fast, he was agile, and in Generation 1 he was really good. I've heard that he's been kind of nerfed a little bit, but I don't know. Alright guys, top 2. Here we go. Number 2 is Gyarados. Gyarados is that one Pokemon you gotta be terrified of because he was a Magikarp. And he turned into Gyarados. We're not going to talk about Mega Gyarados because I really don't like the look of Mega Gyarados. It can be cool, but nothing. Gyarados was one of the coolest Pokemon that first came out. He could do Dragon-type moves even though he wasn't classified as a dragon at that time. You had to take forever to get him from a Magikarp because most Magikarp did not know Tackle. They only knew Splash, and you could not teach them a move. So it was really difficult. But Gyarados is my number 2. Alright guys, before I do my number 1, let's run through all of them again. Number 10. Sorry, the heat has got to my head a little bit. Number 10, plus the light glare. Number 10 was Pidgeotto. Number 9, Nidoking. Number 8, Dragonair. Number 7, Sandshrew. Number 6, Raichu. Number 5, Ivysaur. Number 4, Ninetales. Number 3, Arcanine. And number 2, Gyarados. Number 1, guys, I'll probably be called a sellout and a cop-out, is Charmander. Now, I love Charizard, don't get me wrong, but getting a Charmander was always the coolest thing for me. I never understood why I was loving Charmander so much, but I guess I must have really liked fire Pokemon. Charmander was cool because he evolved into Charmeleon, and then you had Charizard, which is like the most OP Pokemon, I thought, for the longest time. He wasn't classified as a dragon, but he looked like a dragon. But that is my number 1. I always seem to have Charmander. And if the new games will allow the Pokemon to follow you again, I would love to have my Charmander follow me, or better yet, have it evolve into a Charizard, and it's just walking around with me. That'd be even better too. Now, if you like this video, please leave a like and a comment below. Please view my other videos, give me some support, share this video, and if you have any dislikes or anything that you put in the comments below, please use constructive criticism. Please let me know what your lists are in the comments below and see maybe where I messed up. Now, however many likes and stuff this gets, we'll see how I can do my other stuff. I will do a Generation 2, and I will probably do my Evolutions and Legendary Pokemon. Those are separate lists completely altogether. But anyways, guys, that is my last Tuesday video. I will see you tomorrow on Wednesday. And Geekus, stay geekin' and stay cool.